tonight. Take out the champagne and we're going to celebrate the old and we're bringing out the old, the Pearl Polto Show. We're bringing in the new with the Guardian Angels of Justice and Peace. And this is going to be showed every week, hosted by yours truly and Josie Brandon. And live, she's going to be here live every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks she will be here live. Now, let me tell you something about this show. The purpose, the city of Philadelphia, first of all, the city of brotherly love welcomes Josie and Pearl with the new show. And we want to bring this show every week into your household. And this is not The View. This is not The View show. This show is the vision show of two people that seen it coming. And we want to make a change in our country. We want to make a change that everything is going on. So tonight, Josie and I, myself, will be giving you a taste of what you're going to see. The credit portion will not end. The music portion, to any of you out there, will not end because Josie's songs is going to be on the end of this crusade of justice and peace. And this is going to be such a wide show that we want the whole world to take part in it. We also have a giveaway tonight. The first person at the end of the show, not at the beginning, not in the middle, the first person at the end of the show that mentions one of the credit bureaus out of the three, they will receive an autographed copy of yours truly and an autographed copy of the CD of Crazy Week. But you have to be number one of the emails addressed. Now, to start this show, I'd like to welcome the host of Guardian Angels of Justice and Peace, Josie from Arizona. Hello.
Hey, Pearl. I'm going to call you Soul Sister.
Oh, Soul Sister. I've already got this name well down. We are Soul Sisters, and we did 2 shows on how we met. What do you think? Give us your intentions. Like I said, we're going to give them a taste of it tonight, what they're going to hear from the both of us. Go ahead.
What do I think about everything? I think that, we have 2 women who are very visionary. We're visionary, we're passionate, and we believe in people. We believe in a better America. And there are just so many people, I think, that have reached out to both you and I throughout the years, and we're responding. We're responding to the emails. We're responding to the phone calls. And we're saying we hear you, we love you, and we're ready to take on this next phase of restoring hope and direction in Americans across the world.
Well, but with the Dream Team and us with this Guardian Angels of Justice and Peace, a lot of people didn't understand what justice and peace actually meant. You explained to them, as much as I have, what justice and peace really means.
Well, Pearl, you've been in the industry for so long. You're known as the credit repair expert. You're at the top of your career with knowing the advocacy laws, and you've helped throughout the world understanding what their rights are, especially here in America. And so you represent the justice portion of the organization and what we're doing with across the country. And then my heart and my vision has always been on the peace side of it, which is creating a better world with the right words, the right actions, the right knowings of knowledge. A lot of times people don't know what they don't know, but sometimes when they're exposed to the right information, that's where real transformation happens. And so my focus is going to be on helping people see that they have light inside of them, that they were destined for greatness. And we're going to bring those 2 elements of justice and peace together and bring the real love that we have between each other. And the soul sister that I keep talking about is because we genuinely love and care about each other, and we genuinely love and care about people. And that's what the vision is for the Guardian Angels of Justice and Peace.
I can't wait. Every 2 weeks, you're going to be coming to Philadelphia, sitting right here, and we're going to be side to side. Now, I have one question for you, though. You said you're the peace side. Duh.
Yes.
I mean, if you're the peace side, the crusade side, it makes me sound like that I'm the one with the sword. You know?
You know what? I think you're the one with the ability to educate the world on what their rights are. I mean, they might see a sword there, but what you're trying to say to the world is you can empower yourself with knowledge, and you're here to show them that they're protected. It's a visual of the Guardian Angels, but you do have that peaceful side of you. I mean, we've shared so many wonderful, tender moments with each other, and I know that part of your work, part of the things that you've done throughout the years is having to be a strong woman in the field that you're in, because you have the knowledge, you have the backing, and sometimes people come to you in a very weak state. It doesn't mean that they're weak; it's a weak moment, and they need someone in their corner that's going to be really strong for them. So the sword figure that we say in the Guardian of Angels is just a protective. You're the protector, letting them know that they're loved and that there is a way to get out of their devastation.
You know, this is the big 50 too. When you talk about closing one door and opening up another, this is the 50th show, which is really great. Perfect timing when it comes to this. And the future shows, tell the people, as a host on your end, they know about the credit part, but as the host on your end, who do you want? Who would we both sit down in the future to say this is who we want on as a guest? What do you think?
You know what? I think that I definitely just want to keep it real. And what I mean by that is anywhere from ordinary folks that are dealing with challenges and them sharing their obstacles, whether it's in their mind, their heart, to leaders across the country who can bring something to the table and open that doorway of knowledge to our viewers out there. And I just want to keep it real. And that's definitely where the focus is going to be with the show.
I believe that too. I believe that if we have some guests, are going to be real people that are in a site of a divorce, and real people that don't know what to do. I think this is where you're going to come and you're going to educate them. And I see it, and I know this. And me with the credit part, as we always say, there's two things. There's credit and there's divorces out there, and people don't know what to do. And I think the both of us combined, you know, when we say things are meant to be and what's going to be a taste of what's to come, people will not even expect it. Like everybody says, well, the downing of the Pearl Polto Show. No, this is just broader in the whole world to make it bigger. Don't you agree?
Exactly. I think the biggest gift that people can see, I mean, if they can apply this to their own life, is this is your 50th show. And we talked about when you know. It's that moment where things start happening in your life, and it's that knock on your soul, or this is the next opportunity that's opening up for you. And I think people go through that every day. There's a lot of people out there that had the same job for years, and they're not exactly happy, or either where they're at, or maybe they are happy, but they know they can be challenged to a higher level of growth. And maybe there's someone that's unemployed that's watching our show today, and they think they have to be stuck at a certain type of career they've always had. Well, maybe God is opening that doorway for them to expand their awareness, a new opportunity, a new career, a new entrepreneurial venture that they could be on. And I think for you, Pearl, and then the two of us, I mean, what a blessing, first and foremost, to be working with you, and this expansion from the Pearl Polto Show to the next level of just bringing our passion, our thoughts, our love for people together, and making it all come together to create what we believe is going to be definitely a better world.
I am blessed by even this show. This is going to top worldwide. I believe it. I feel it because of what we've done for the people in your field. You're in the music. You're actually teaching. And a lot of people don't know that about you. They never went to websites. They never seen what you really, specialize in. And I think they should. When they hear this show every week, I think they're going to realize how deep of a person you really are. They know how rugged I am with the credit, but they're going to see the both of us combined. We're going to really make a dent in people's households with education. I think it's going to be the top show worldwide. I feel it. We both feel it. Every time we talk about it, guess what? It happens.
We definitely have been graced, definitely, that it does happen, and it happens really fast. And that is a big question. People ask me about the music, and absolutely, music is definitely going to be a part of me for the rest of my life. But, as I talked to you, Pearl, we talked a lot about this in our careers. We are, people come to us. They open up about their lives, and I've spent my entire life always working on ventures that help enhance people's self-esteem and their ability to see that God is gracing them every day, and that there are miracles in some of the simplest things in life. And we're just going to bring those thoughts and those dreams together and make it happen in the Guardian Angels of Justice and Peace.
Well, as I said at the beginning, we're not going to give up the credit. And I'm not sure if everybody heard this, but the theme song of the Crusades, you'll hear at the end of the show. Josie's song is the theme song of this. So she's not giving up her music. I'm not giving up the credit. What we're doing is, and we have to thank Burl Walk for this, because he combined us both with such a blessing that we have the power, we have the energy to teach the rest of the world. And I think it's going to work because many people want to be the position that we're in. We're going to make it happen. I never dreamed of last year that this day would come. And I'm not sure about you, but tell the people, and you know, this is a secret, and I know it is, but I'm all excited over it. Tell them what your new venture is too with me. Duh.
You mean we're going to be doing seminars across the country and having live music and information for the world to respond to, the American people to respond to. And it's going to be basically touching them on every level, from the visuals to the information that's being given out to them, to the sound. I mean, they're going to have the ability to completely know from the tip of their toes to the tip of their head that they were designed for greatness, and all the information that we're giving is definitely going to be allowing them to feel it at every level.
Well, you know, Philadelphia is the city of brotherly love. As we said, you know, you will be here every 2 weeks doing this show live, but the city of Philadelphia also is setting up a seminar. They're also setting up a seminar as well. But what I was talking about, I mean, if you want to let the people know, you're working on an autobiography of yourself as well.
Yes, a lot of people have asked me throughout the years. They said, Josie, you need to write a book. And I've always thought about doing it, but it had to be the right person. And of course, Pearl, you're the expert as far as writing books. You've had so many books that you've written. And there's no one that really I could find that I believe in my heart that could really clearly define my spirit as much as you. Because we've shared so much on the personal side about overcoming obstacles and how did you overcome obstacles and things of that nature. And I had the same fears and the same worries and the same anxiety as most people out there. The only difference is that I just continued to move forward and pray all the time and work on the things that I believed in my heart were really part of the destiny that I was reaching out for. And that's really what I want the people to get out of the book as well. It's not just a story about me, but I'm really hoping that through the book that they're going to see themselves in there, and something will light up inside of them, and they'll be inspired to reignite their lives and reinvent themselves and see what happens in that process of belief and rediscovery of themselves.
Well, I can't wait for that. I can't wait for it to all be end, and we will both know on that one. And I think it's going to be a great book. I think it's going to be a bestseller, and I think the whole world with everything combined that we're doing. But we're saying to the people what we want to do. One, we're going to be doing seminars all over the United States, and if you would like a seminar, I mean, all you have to do is go to our website and to say, or even call us. We have the toll free. Do you have the toll free number in front of you, Josie?
I don't have it in front of me. So you're going to have to.
I do. I do. I do.
Keeping it real, sister. Keeping it real.
I just happen to have it. Right? For anybody out there that wants to call to talk to Josie or myself, even about seminars, about anything, we're going to put this number up all the time, even on the website. It's 1-800-326-4550. 1-800-326-4550. It's not a recording. It's a live operator, so you'll be able to say exactly what you want to say. We're trying to make this so nice and easy and comfortable for you. And this is the reason why. There's two obstacles that we're facing. It's credit and divorces. People don't want to talk about either one of them. So Josie and I are going to be forcing you in a comfortable way. So you open up, listen to us, and to say, hey, you know what? I'm relating to these two girls. I'm actually relating to them. And I always said, I want to be just like them. I want the audience to say, I want to be just like them. And you will. You will. I mean, here's two people, and I'm hearing it all the time. I'm sure, Josie has heard it. Two people has come together, and they all say it's meant to be for a reason. To get this far so quick, it's meant to be, Josie.
Absolutely. I think the biggest thing that I want to share with our viewers is that this is the place where you're going to feel like family. There's going to be a genuine connection. We have live operators that are answering the phone because we want them to know that this is not an impersonal connection. This is about genuinely connecting with the viewers out there and the people that are reaching out, and that there's no judgment. I mean, we've seen and heard everything. We've experienced everything ourselves. So when you come to the table with something that you're experiencing, whatever hardship it is, whatever situation you might be, You just need to know that you're in a place of love and that you're truly in a place where you're going to be respected. Because I know Pearl and I, we both feel the same way about this, is that we really can respect someone that says, you know, I need help, I need some sense of direction, and I'm hoping you can at least enlighten me. That's the biggest thing, is this is not about pushing anybody. This is about just sharing our experiences, sharing our knowledge, and with the grace of God, if it resonates with your spirit, if something in what we say or do, you know, says something to you, then hopefully you'll take action, and you'll be empowered in that ability to take action, because I believe that God does not abandon us and that we are all destined for greatness. We just have to find the goodness and the will within ourselves and the connection with our Creator. So that's my belief.
I'm telling you, you're a good host. You're going to knock me out sooner or later. I mean, I'm hearing it. I'm even listening. Some of the shows that we are going to be doing is credit rights and divorce, couples hurting each other financially. Should a couple go through a divorce and file bankruptcy? Should you actually go to another partner that quick after you get a divorce? That's, you know, what she's going to be talking about. Does life go on after divorce? And why we choose our mates and why we continue to choose the bad mates. That's her expertise. And what the children have to go through. And this is another one. And depression. Many people get depression, but they don't get depression just on divorces. They get depressions over credit as well. So maybe you'll see now how the justice and the peace goes hand in hand. Those of you that questioned and wanted to know, what does one have to do with the other? Well, now you see, and it's not just the justice. Josie and I are on a cause. We're on a mission. And this mission is not just for credit and divorces as well. We want Harrisburg, we want Washington to change certain things. If you go to that website of Guardian Angels of Justice and Peace, we want to change laws. We have other countries joining in forces with us. Now, come on, how powerful can we get with another country to join forces with Josie and I? So Josie and I has the expertise in two things, and another country and a lot of other people are saying, go for it. You know why? A lot of people are afraid. They're afraid to talk. They're afraid to open up. And now we're going to do it for you. We're going to say things that you never thought we were going to say, but you're going to say, wow, I was thinking of that. Am I right, Josie?
Exactly. You know, and the biggest thing is, the reason why we merged the two together is, a lot of times people think, we talked about this before, is that their credit scores define who they are, or if they've had a foreclosure, or if they've had a judgment. You know, they start to, unfortunately, they start to embrace that if they have a low score, that says something about who they are. And what we want to teach them is, it's just a moment in time. People go through rough portions of their life. If it does happen, and it happens to many people, it's just a moment in time. It doesn't define who you are. God has defined who you are. And what we just want to let people know is that there is the ability to repair those credits. There is the ability to have those judgments removed. There is the ability to see your score go up, not in 6 years or 7 years, but in 30 days. But, I mean, what's a great credit score if you're only repeating the cycle? So what we've done is, we're combining the two of us, our talents coming together, because we want to help restore the mindset, the spiritual mindset, the spirit as well, and let them see that if they start recreating, if they don't make changes, they could ultimately recreate the cycle that got them to that low score. So if we can break those patterns and clear the pathway and give them some new things to talk, say, be, and create, they're going to actually enhance their lives. And they'll look back one day and they'll say, that was a storm that I went through. I'm smarter, I'm wiser in my life and who I want to bring into my life. I'm wiser about myself. And they'll see their life expand as well as their credit score.
You know why? Let me tell you why Josie and I complement each other. I think it just said it, words speak action. You know, a lot of couples out there, it could be anybody, mother, daughter, father, friends, whatever. They're into themselves. And what Josie and I just showed you today, and she just showed it just now, it's interesting. She complements my expertise with the credit, and I'm complimenting her with her music and her divorce expertise. And this is what we want. We want the people out there to emphasize on each other and not just themselves. And that's the good part. Do you agree, Josie?
Absolutely. And, you know, and this is another great example, is when two people connect and they're on the right resonating of moving forward. Like we feel each other, we understand each other, we respect each other, we're passionate, we're visionaries. So by us aligning ourselves, God will grace us because we're aligned in the same path. And that's the same thing that's going to happen to our viewers out there. When they start knowing more strongly who they are, why they do, what they really want in their life, and they start staying focused on that, they're going to draw into their life the right people. As we were drawn to each other by the grace of God, they're going to draw people themselves to them, and they're going to see their life expand also in creating things for themselves and being more excited, or drawing things into their lives that they really feel that they can do. Maybe they had some past history where they had somebody in their life that minimized their vision or minimized who they were. Well, this is the place where you're going to get strong. This is the place where you're going to get empowered. And this is the place where you're going to feel the love and know that your purpose and your direction are being set for you when you participate in our programs and our shows.
Does she talk a lot or what, people? I thought I did all the talking. Wow, you top me now. Now I can see why we're one and the same. But you know what? This is just a taste of what you're going to receive from us too. This is just a taste of all the topics that we're going to be talking about every week. And it's going to be nicer because every 2 weeks, not next week's show, but the following week, she'll be right here. She's going to be right here in the city of brotherly love. We're going to try to affect as many people in every city and state out there and touch you. Just as Josie said, we want you to feel us, understand us, and tend to sit back and maybe correct. We can't tell you what to do. But what we can do is educate you on what we went through with the credit, with the divorces, with anything. And then we made our dent. And let's hope in the next 50th show, Josie and I could sit down side by side here to say, wow, look what we did. Look how many people we affected. Is this your wish too, Josie, or?
You know what? The greatest joy that I have, and I've said this to you many times, is that I have the greatest joy when I bring everyone with me on the top of whatever I'm working on. They say that, I don't want to be the only one succeeding in life. I want to see the people I love, and see people that, I want to see people have miracles and see the miracles, because there's so many that they should be seen. And sometimes when you get caught up with frustration or procrastination, you don't always see the miracles around you. And so, yes, absolutely, it's the vision of hope. It's the vision of restoration. It's the vision of excitement, to see people excited about themselves, excited about their dreams. So, yes, this is definitely the path and the excitement that I get when we are creating something. And it's not only going to just excite me, but it's going to excite the world at the same time.
Well, we're excited. We are excited. I mean, I hate to tell Barbara Walters out there, but this is going to top the view. This show is going to top the vision, because this is what we have. We have a vision.
We have a vision, and with the vision, we have the hearts, and we have the motivation and the passion. I think when you have all of that combined together, we have an amazing dream team that's coming together, and it just gets better and better every single day. So it's just going to be one blessed moment right after the other, and we can't wait to share the blessings with our viewers. And
you know what? I think they're all going to get touched with this, because it's getting to the point where the average person out there, as much as they sit back and they're stagnant. As I always say, they're stagnant in their life concerning their personal life, concerning their relationship, concerning their credit. They think that, there's no man's land out there. I think when they hear us with different chapters, and it's not going to be just on credit, divorce, it's going to be every topic that you can think of. It's not going to be nowhere it's going to be like the Pearl Polto Show, because this show, we want to bring into your household and educate you, but we also want to change what's going on in this country with the everyday person. When it comes to hurt, pain, jealousy, anger, we want to change all this and bring you over to our court. And when you watch us, believe me, I think you'll feel us. The love that we have for each other, you're going to feel it to say, I want to be just like them. How do I do it? Well, we're going to teach you how to do it with her expertise, my expertise, and joining forces together. I think this is what life's all about. God works in strange ways here, and he worked in the strangest way here, because he wants to make a dent in our country. He wants to make a dent in not just the country, the world. So what he did, he put two girls together. Two girls, and he did it the right way. He put angels in our lives. He put miracles in our life. He put everything in our life. And you want to join us. And this is what we're asking you to join us. And I'm going to repeat again during the show, The first one out there, the first one that emails us with the correct answer. All you have to do is name one of the credit bureaus. That's to do with credit. One of the credit bureaus out there, the first email that we receive will receive an autographed copy of my book, Credit Lifeline, and an autographed copy of Josie CD Credit, the crazy week where it all started. So when we go back, the first one, but they only have so much time to do this. We're only going to give them 1 week because, many of you may not have the answer. But every week we will be giving giveaways. 1, because that's going to attract the whole world to us. And 2, you're going to get to know 2 people, Josie and myself. You're really going to get to know us as people. You're going to get to know who we really are. You're going to see another side of me. You're going to see another side of Josie. You're going to see a passionate, calmer side of me. You may see another side of Josie you may not want to see. So we may reverse our roles as well. So, but it's all into good fun where we're in your household, but the main purpose is teaching you, and you're sitting back saying, I want to watch this show again, which we're hearing over and over again. Oh my, Josie and Pearl are on again. They want to watch us. And then we decided the city of brotherly love loves Josie already. This is why every 2 weeks you're actually going to see her sitting here. So we're going to talk to you, and we're also having guests on. We're going to have guests on Skype. It could be some of it in the Dream Team. Some of it could be from another country. Who knows? But, we're going to sit down with the topics if you want topics. But it has to be, and Josie and I have actually the whole year set up on what the topics that the people are hurting. We know what we want to help the people. We're going over all these topics, both of us, and we're going to make it happen. 2 determined people that's going to make this happen. Don't you agree?
Not only do I agree, but I want to elaborate on the everyday people, because I think you and I both know celebrities. Throughout our careers, we've met celebrities, and they have stories themselves of things. It's keeping up with the Joneses. We talk about that, and I think there's a lot of people out there. They think they're different, and there is something special about them that makes them different. But we've all experienced challenges somewhere, and it's always nice to be able to come up with someone and say, and have someone say, I've been there, and I've made it through. I've made it through that obstacle. I've made it through that challenge. I made it through that nightmare. Whatever it is that they're experiencing, everyone will be touched by the program. Everyone from everyday folks to the celebrities, because of the fact that we've all experienced hardship on some level. We've all experienced things in our lives that made us question ourselves, or a moment in time that made us believe that maybe something was not going to happen. And what this is going to do is it's going to ignite the souls of all our viewers. It's going to ignite everyone involved and the team to see that what happens when people come together, when they genuinely care about each other and love each other, and they see something just grow out of it, because that's going to be a natural thing that happens. Anything you love and nurture for a long period of time is going to be able to see that they are a miracle, and that they're destined for greatness.
It's interesting you said that, because there's a lot of people that, again, already said to me they want to be just like us. And it's interesting. So what they suggested, are you ready for this? Here's what they suggest. No, but they gave me food for thought. When somebody puts something in my head, I'm going to run with it that quick. But they said bobble dolls.
What?
Bobble, I think it's called bobble dolls.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. With the heads move?
Yes. Well, they said we should get a Josie and Pearl bobble dolls, whatever that is. So I have to look what that means with the bobble dolls, what they're talking about. Do you know what they're talking about?
I know what they're talking about. In fact, I think Burl has a bobble doll. Remember? He has the bobble doll. I'm positive of that.
Well,
yes.
Burl, if you're out there watching, we need two dolls, 2 bobble dolls, Josie and Pearl, the host of the Garden Angels of Justice of Peace. And if you are watching, we expect that when we come to your office next week.
Burl's doll says, well, fasten your seatbelt.
Well, you know what? Then we have to make ours talk, right?
Yeah, mine's going to say Pearl, Pearl, Pearl. So that's...
Let me tell you a little story about that. And it's going to be a quick story because I don't want to go into a laughing fringe here. But, as 2 people, and as 2 people that we carry each other, we're going to be doing more, about the show, with topics and everything else. But the only thing she calms me down when I'm an Italian. Well, she's Italian too, though. But I guess I'm high-strung Italian. But anyway, when things happen, I have to do things yesterday. As you know, the people with credit, I have to do things yesterday. And Josie's trying to calm me in that atmosphere, and she's doing a good job of it because now I'm thinking before I do things. At the same time, how she calms me down, she'll say, Pearl, Pearl, Pearl. How many cups of coffee did you have already? So it's a thing that as soon as she says this to me, I automatically calm down. Now, what do I say to you to calm you down? I can't understand it.
Well, the funny thing is you've got passion on every cell of you. So, you'll call me like, or you'll send me emails and stuff like that, and you'll call me, text me, or whatever. And it's like you had 20 cups of coffee by the first 2 hours of the morning. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I have to go Pearl, Pearl, Pearl.
She knows it too. She knows it. Everything is Pearl, Pearl, Pearl. But that's the soothing words of me. I just have to find the soothing words to send to her.
You do have soothing words. You tell me you love me all the time. That's like the best sound that I can hear every day.
Okay. Well, it's going to come more and more now. It's going to come more and more because the whole world's going to know now. I love Josie. I had it on the back of my shirt, but now the whole world's going to know. And this is the reason, I believe, people, that, and I'm going to go back to God, that God put us together to help others because there's so much hate in the world. There's so much hate in the world where people are killing one another. They're shooting. You see on the news every day, at least in the Philadelphia area, where somebody just gets in a car and just rampage it on 95. Or you see in another state. And the reason for that is people have lost the focus on love. They really have. They lost the focus on it. And then if you lose the focus, I mean, you wake up in the morning and you get depressed and you don't even know why you're depressed, but you wake up in the morning with nothing to look forward to. And this is part of it. Something's missing. Something's missing. And when you wake up and you see something's missing in your life and you don't know what that is, well, then search for it because it's going to come to you if you start searching for it, or it's just going to come to you. And when it comes to you, don't avoid it. Run into it because then you're going to see that, you could be just like everybody else and not with the hate or the jealousy or the anger or the whatever reason that's making you do something that you shouldn't be doing, or even the suicides, because we're going to be discussing that too. Everything that people are doing in a negative way, we're going to try to turn it around. We hope to save people's lives out there with even the suicide, as we said. Divorce, credit, how many people out there? And I'm doing homework now, and Josie and I are going to be doing homework on how many people commit suicide because of this, because they think there's no one out there. I'm done. It's over. You're not done. You're not over. And we're proof of this right now. And people, if you want facts, Josie and I has not known each other for years, and everybody thinks we have known each other for years. And they're saying, and I heard a couple people have contacted me by saying, get out. You've known each other for 5 years. It's showing. No, we haven't. Josie, I mean, we've known each other for 5 years?
You know what? I believe God knew it before we did. We have not known each other that long, but yet every time we speak or connect, it feels like we've known each other for years. And I think that's the beauty of when God leads you and your spirit is led, you're just driven to those kinds of relationships. And I think that's for sure what happened with regards to us. But going back to that, what you were talking about people not, the suicides and things that are happening around the world, is that, my belief is that there's, people have a distorted view of what love is. And it's partly because of the breakdowns in the families, generation after generation. Maybe parents disappointed their children, and these children grow up to become adults, and they really don't know what real love is because they've had a distorted version of love. And so when they're not able to connect, they feel like they're lost. And part of what I'm hoping to bring to the table is having them get in touch with our great creator, which is God, and to let them see that that's where they're really going to find the purest form of love. And they'll be led in the right direction by understanding that that is the truth of love that needs to be found within themselves and in other relationships, that they'll be drawn to the right people because they'll be awakened by knowing what how their creator loves them so deeply, and how our God wants them to just be led on the path where there's no harm and that they'll be led to prosperity.
A lot of people, they don't like to hear the word God. They don't like to hear when people talk about it over and over again. But, I asked a student one time, why is there so much crime in there? And the answer was, God's not, if you ask God, God's not allowed in the schools. But you know what? I think it's time that people takes a good look at themselves and not, you don't have to be religious. You have to be spiritual. And God is watching over every one of you. And, to talk about God is not a sin or it's not embarrassing. So why should somebody, this is not a God show, but it's going to be through God. So, and God put us here. So one big miracle happened. You're going to have us, the guardian angels of justice and peace, and it wouldn't have happened without God. And many of you say, well, I don't want to watch a God show, but you are. You are doing things in your life that God's making things happen, good or bad. It's a lesson to be learned in everything. And if you think that he shouldn't be in your household or in your life or in your car, whatever, well, then you know what? You're on the wrong path. And this is what we're going to teach you as well, to take away all the suspicion, to say, well, I'm afraid to say the word God because everybody will think I'm a holy roller. Say it. What happens? If they say something, then you know what you do? If they're not the right person in your life, walk away. To say, well, you know what? I have a choice too. Because God should be in your life. And you know what? It's a blessing here. It's a miracle here. He made this happen. He made this show happen. He made Josie and I happen. So he made this for a reason, to affect you, the people. So get this through your head. God is allowed in this room. And God is allowed in our words. And God is allowed in what we're saying. Because we both believe it. Am I right, Josie?
Absolutely. And I think, you know what, I don't know if people don't like talking about God. I think they're just going to be worried if they'll be judged because I think, there's a lot of different people talking about, our creator or God or whatever it is that they talk about. And sometimes people feel it's being forced upon them. And that's not what this is about. This is about sharing experiences about how we were, on this journey and how we allowed God into our lives and how he expanded our awareness. And I really truly believe that, God does not want to remain anonymous. God wants to be brought back into schools and wants to be brought back into families and wants to be brought back into the foundation of this country. If you go back to the beginning of our Constitution and what it was founded on. And I think what happens is that there's just so much information out there that people don't know how far it should go. And all we're doing is saying, listen, this is what we did. This is how it opened up our lives and our world. And if it makes sense and it feels right, we hope that you'll be able to expand your awareness and be on the path that enlightens you. Because we know that it works. We know that God works, and we know that it's something. The reason why we get so excited talking about it is because when you know something and you see it happening, you see life activating, how can you not talk about it? And it just sometimes it's hard for people to believe because they haven't been exposed to that information. They haven't been exposed in the family. And this is an environment where you can just be yourself. If you are not comfortable, just say you're not comfortable talking about it. But that it just allow us to share our message, and we know that God's gonna plant some things within your spirit, and we believe that you'll be awakened and you'll see some miraculous things happen in your life for certain.
What is your dream, Josie?
My dream really is to do the best always in every facets of work that I do, to be the best person possible, to be God's love made visible, and to just continue moving forward in the direction that I'm moving in, and to create an amazing empire of seeing people elevate their lives, and I know it will happen. I see it before my eyes, and that's when I know it's going to happen.
Can you believe how far we've come? Can you believe?
It really is a miracle to me. I talk about that quite a bit with family and friends. And do I believe it? I have to believe it. I want to believe it because that's going to accelerate it. Did I think this was going to happen a year ago? Or how fast everything is happening so fast right now. And I just want to make sure we stay on path and we draw the right people. But it's a miracle to me, and I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful that it's happening. I just want to continue to move forward in that direction.
I don't think it's going to stop. I don't think it's going to stop because too many things are happening too quick, and it's for a reason. And I believe we're going to go right to the top. I feel it because this should have happened years ago for you. It should have happened years ago for me. And I think this is what God is saying. He's saying, now this is from God's words. He told me today. He said, You know what, Josie? You know what, Pearl? You both paid your dues. Now, since you both paid your dues, I'm going to just bring you right to the top, and you just have to sit back and go for the ride. That's what he said
Well,
to
you know,
me.
it's going to be hard for me to just go for the ride because I definitely, you know me, Pearl. I'm always working on the things that that we are working on, and I don't like to sit still. I like to keep moving forward.
How many
Uh,
things do we have? How many things in a pot? Come on, come on.
yes, yes, yeah, but it's my nature to just keep moving forward, and that's just the way I'm built. That's my DNA.
We have a lot of things that we're working on and a lot of moves that we're going to be, I mean, between seminars, the shows, the TV shows, we have a lot of things that we're working on. And you are right. We are right. We're just going to just go on and on and on until we feel, and I don't think that's ever going to be accomplished with both of us. We're not going to feel that we hit enough people. Even though we hit 1 million people, we're still going to feel we didn't hit that 1,000,001 people. Am I right?
Yeah, you know what? My belief is just give it everything you have, love what you're doing, do what you love, do the best work possible, and God will make the rest of everything else happen. That's just always been my philosophy. So when I go to bed at night and I put my head on my pillow, I just say, "Thank you, Lord. I did the best work possible. Now I give it to you and see what happens."
you know, and you are pretty good at what you do, and I see it though. You have a passion. I have a passion, and I'm amazed. I can't say I'm shocked because I'd have to put another dollar in the pot. But you have taught me. This is why I think we're teamed up together too. She has taught me when I trying to think negative to stop. And because, as I said, I'm putting more dollars into it, and it's $1,000,000, as she says, but it's working. It is working because I've noticed myself in the last week when it comes to as soon as I say a negative word, I rechange it because of you. And I'm hoping that you do the same thing because what I tell you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely. Well, when you surround yourself with the right people, you're always going to be opening to listening because a great leader also is a great listener, and so sometimes it's a time and place to be quiet and just listen because there's something to be taught. We're never ever done learning, right? So definitely, and the reason why we talk about the words and the negative, it's so much deeper than that, and I always talk about that is that what we say we activate. And we talk about God again in the scripture. It's everything's in there that says be careful of what you speak of because you're actually creating that of which you speak. So if we're going to speak, let's speak really what we believe God has destined for us, what He's already proclaimed, and that's why I want to make sure you have that. You
You
realize that, or
do,
I
you
realize
do,
that.
you do, you did. But wouldn't it be? You did. Believe me, it's brainwashed in my head. Trust me, it's brainwashed in me. And that's. But you know what? I think the people has to know as well. It's not just the show that we're going to be doing. It's a 24/7 that Josie and I do. It is a 24/7. We connect all the time on helping people, and I think it's a 24/7. It's because when the show is over, we're still beginning. We're still going to be helping you out. It's not going to end because the show ends. Because even though the show's on next week, it's still a 24/7. Our minds are still working. We're still out to help you and watch with the seminars. I mean, you're not just going to see a seminar. Josie and I are sitting down to think about the biggest, biggest, biggest seminar that you could ever imagine. And not just hearing somebody talk or teach or up at the head of the classroom. We want to put with her gospel singers, with everybody there. I mean, right now, I just have the words to the people that I'm talking to with the seminars. And what I say to them is, can you imagine a country and western singer and an author on the same stage? What more would you want to teach you? What more would you want? Well, then they get all excited because they're getting two. But they're getting two people that wants to educate the world. And they're getting two people on the opposite sides of the world. Arizona, Philadelphia, come on. And yet two different types of people were actually the same. So
Yeah.
this is what everybody's excited for, even with the seminars. The city of Philadelphia loved it because they were trying to picture it. And I said, it doesn't end with the shows. It just goes on and on and on. And Josie and I work the same way. We're not going to stop because I know what you're saying. I've heard it before. People will say, well, Pearl, it's only a show. And then when the show's over, it's done. No, it's not done. Not this one. Not the Guardian Angels of Justice and Peace. It's going to go on and on and on. Am I right, Josie?
Oh my goodness, absolutely. It's the biggest thing you can say is that anytime you're generating love and you're putting that out into the world, you're planting seeds and it's a ripple effect. And I think, what we're doing here is just we're letting people know that they're a gift and that we want to share the message of what they're capable of, and that, if they're going through hardship, we're going to restore hope and direction in their lives. And it will go on, because once you expand your awareness and you open up yourself to some new thoughts and new things and new actions, the universe will open itself up to you and you'll start seeing things. And of course it will go on and on. It's going to touch lives after lives. Your parents, mothers and fathers are going to affect their children because they're going to feel better about themselves. And that's going to be energy that they're going to put towards their children. And those children will grow up to feel and know that they're destined for greatness too. Because I'm a firm believer that parents are the barometer for their children. And, sometimes when they have experiences, when children have experiences that are really tough, they think the whole world is like that. And in reality, my reality at least, that there is a lot of love. We just need to focus on the love that's out there and surround yourself with people that can show you that love does generate the things in life, that's the path that will open up everything in your world.
I think the best message that when people gets the education from the show, and they will get the best education, is the words when they say, "Thank you, Josie. Thank you, Pearl." I think that's going to touch us more than anything, because now we're going to see it's working. It's working already, because they're thanking us just for coming on with the Garden Angels. They want to see what it's all about. And I'm seeing this. I'm sure you're seeing this. And I love it because they just want more. And that word to me is hungry. They're hungry for knowledge. They're hungry because they're lacking in something. And I think before the person decides to wreck their life with their credit, with their divorce, or moving to even another spouse, they will think about it. And they're definitely going to think about it after what we have to say and what you have to say and what I have to say. They're going to say, you know what? They're right. They're right. Maybe I should think about this, or maybe I should do this. And we're going to make you think. Josie and I are going to make you think what's going on out there in your households before you make that wrong move. And if you think you're making a wrong move, guess what? Pick up the phone. You're going to get a live operator anyway. Pick up the phone and say, I need to talk to Josie about divorces. I need to talk to Pearl about credit. And we're both going to be there for you. And, and eventually it's going to go worldwide, because we're making it worldwide. We're trying to touch everybody out there, including the children. We definitely need to touch the children as well, because they're leading this life as well, especially if you're in a process of divorce, especially the children. And especially the children when it comes to credit. College students, grade school students are having bad credit. Can you believe this? But it's happening. It's happening every day. We're living in a world that's changing. We're trying to get it back to where it used to be. And with the Dream Team and with everybody's help out there, and with the other countries' help, with Frank even if they're out there, this is going to work. You're trying to make it work for us. We're trying to help you make it work to change this country as well. Do you agree, Josie?
Yes, and I just want to add, I was thinking about something while you were talking too, because sometimes I have emails where people will say, "Will you pray for me?" And it just touches my heart, and the answer is absolutely. We'll definitely pray for you. And Pearl, you talked about us answering the phones. We'll definitely connect. We have a team of people that are being established right now. You'll always be able to talk to somebody that will be able to help you through the process. But even if it's a prayer, if you want a prayer, for your situation, definitely give us a call, and we will definitely pray for you and your family. And we encourage that, to give us a call and just talk to us, talk to the team that we've established here. And you're going to see that this is really a unit here, a network of people that genuinely care and love you and want to help you through the process.
What is our website? What is our website? You're going to say the website. I've already given out the toll free, but if somebody wants to go to the Justice and Peace, what is their website?
It's the Guardian Angels of Justice and Peace.com, or they can go to guardiandreamteam.com.
So this is how they can contact you, me, and actually see what the site is all about, correct?
They're going to be able, yes, definitely. The site has all the information on the seminars that we're doing around the country, the TV appearances, the radio appearances that we're doing around the country. That'll all be on that site, and as well as an email for them to connect, or an 800 number they can call and reach our team. And we'll definitely be in connection with anyone who gives us a call and make sure that they realize that there is a genuine family, a genuine network of love on the emails and the phone calls that we receive.
You know what? The first person, again, let me repeat, the first person that emails us before next week with the correct answer, name one of the credit bureaus that's out there. One, but you have to be the first person that emails us at the end of the show, which we're getting close to. You will get an autographed copy, yours truly, with my book, Credit Lifeline. You'll get an autographed CD of Crazy Week. And every week we'll try to give a giveaway. And the giveaways could get bigger and bigger and bigger. It could be a trip next time. It could be a trip to somebody out there. So you don't want to miss each show. Josie, again, next week is the grand finale of the Guardian Angels. It's going to be all changed. Today was the 50th anniversary. The 50th... Yeah.
Oh, sister, grand opening.
There she goes again. You know what? The world is seeing this, you know. You know what? This is so good about us. I was waiting for her to say pearl, 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 but she didn't this time. But I'll yell at her.
Pearl.
This is such a great opportunity for me. This is such a great opportunity. Next week we will have the what, Josie? What's next week?
And opening of Guardian Angels of Justice and Peace. Two soul sisters coming together to help restore hope and direction across the world and, of course, America.
We are going to end this first anniversary show with, this is the theme song. This is going to be the theme song of the Guardian Angels of Justice and Peace, sung by Josie herself. Now, every week, this is the theme song. Josie, 2 weeks, you'll be right here. Next week, we go Skype again with the first audition, the first live show of the Guardian Angels of Justice and Peace. Josie, this is Pearl from Philadelphia.
This is Josie Brandon from Arizona.
This is Josie's song. We'll see you next week.
God bless.
Look at them dancing as they go across the floor. Twisting and turning and yearning for so much more. Look at them dancing as they go across the floor. Twisting and turning and yearning for so much more. And every night you'll find them at the bay. Laughing and talking all about yesterday. smiles and tells him that she's so glad that she's there. And I wanna love like that. I wanna love like that. So don't ever tell me that long love just cannot be found. 'Cause when you look for it, you'll find that it's all